I wanted to talk to you about a video I just saw by Susan, our friend, Little Poet. And she had a really interesting video this week. She talked about, 10 questions people had been asking her, and also what is the number one lesson she has learned in life in her 66 years. And that really got me thinking about, what have I learned in my 66 years of life here on earth? It's the biggest question. What's the biggest lesson? I'm putting on my jewelry. It's really early. Well, she did get me thinking. What was it? And I knew right away what it was. The difference between running from someone or something and moving forward, moving on, leaving it behind, fading away. I used to think that I ran away from things and people because they made me feel uncomfortable. And sometimes I did, especially when I was younger. One year I had 17 jobs, I got hired quickly at places. And I wouldn't give it long before I knew, or thought I knew, this wasn't the place for me. Now, I know I made mistakes in my youth, we all do, in running away. So as I got older, I learned that sometimes you have to give it some time, whether in a job or a friendship, relationship. I began seeing that there was a difference between running away and fading away and moving on. So I know I've made decisions in the past, not recently, but as I got older, to move on. Whether that friendship was with me or not pursuing something, not pursuing a friendship or a relationship because you knew it was not bad for you, but not productive. And I don't know. I don't have anyone particular in mind, but this video really made me stop and think. What was the biggest thing you learned in life? And I think as you get older, you do formulate wisdom in your mind about things simply because you've lived through so much. You've seen a lot, you've gone through a lot, you've suffered a lot. And now it's easy to see, is this worth it? Is it worth it? Sometimes, yeah, it is worth it. Other times, no, it is not. I don't know if you've ever had to be faced with something like this in your life. I'm sure you have. But I don't know, it was just pretty eye-opening that I was able to figure that out. So, at any rate, I just thought it was a very thought-provoking video and kind of a eye-opener for me. So, and I don't say this because I feel like you should give up on dreams. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't think you should ever give up on what is in your heart and what makes you happy in a dream, a seemingly impossible dream. I've seen that happen in my life. Sometimes, I remember people saying, forget it. Forget it. You don't have the intelligence for that. No, you need to study for years to get this. And you know what? I got it. Dreams became a reality. I think one of my biggest reality dreams was to play the piano. And I remember sitting in church one time, and I was an adult, I had children, and I was sitting with the pianist, and it was a huge church, and I said, do you think that if you never had lessons, that the Lord God could just let you know how to play? That was my question. She said, no, of course not. You have to take lessons for years. You have to study and pay good money. And you need to practice for hours and hours. And no, I don't know how to play the piano correctly. I didn't have lessons. But I play the piano, and I play from my heart. Might not sound good, but that was a dream of mine that I pursued, and it came true. So can you imagine if I had listened to that lady who's a good person? She had her beliefs, but I'm glad I didn't listen to her, and I'm glad I just sat down and played from my heart, because I like listening to myself on the piano. Maybe other people don't, but I do. So anyhow, I didn't run away from that. I didn't ignore it. I pursued my dream. And I have more dreams. I have a lot of dreams. I know I'm 68 years old. I still have some dreams, some plans. But there is a difference between running away from something and just letting it go. Sometimes it takes 68 years to figure out how to do that. So that's my answer to Susan, Little Poet. Anyhow, I'll continue this later.